Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nick and I'm from EasySoft, and today we're going to step away a little bit from Siemens because I got a little bit bored, but we will be going back to it because I just wanted to do something different. There's still definitely quite a lot to cover with Siemens and things like that, but there's a project that I'm working on which involves different controllers. So that controllers is actually Eaton. Well, in my case this is actually Moeller, which is the older version, but now the company's owned, well, they say they sort of joined up, but at the end of the day, market is market, one bought out at each other. So Eaton more or less bought out the Moeller, and now it's Eaton. So this is the older version of Eaton controllers. And there's a bit of a challenge with these I had, because I purchased actually the software, which is a version 7, which is the EasySoft version 7 from Eaton. And it works out these cannot be programmed with version 7, so you need to have EasySoft version 6 and above, all the way to 6.98, all the updates and things like that. I will leave in the description below the download links for the actual updates and things like that you can have for this when it comes down to the software, because you need to get the version 6.10 or 6.20, which would be your source file, whichever way you want to call it, which will allow you to download all the updates from Eaton's website. But the thing is, you cannot download the actual software, you actually have to buy it. So I ended up buying it twice, unfortunately, but it is what it is. It's about 50 quid here in UK. It's not that, it is not that bad. So we're going to be checking out today the wiring of this controller, how to upload, download the program, have a look a little bit into the program, the LCD screen, as usual we do. And so yeah, get you familiar, and if you are trying to get the program out of this, hopefully this will help you out. The cable we're going to need is a, what's it called, it's actually, this one is called Eaton Easy USB cab. I will leave that part number in the description below, so do check it out, and all the related videos and that would help you in a possible way is going to be there, so check it out. So without further ado, let's get started. Okie dokie, there we are. Controller has been put on and wired in already. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is the power points. As you can see, my controller in here is driven by a 24 volt DC power supply in here. And from there on you got an inputs, and you got all 8 of them for this specific controller. But you can see in the equations in there, it shows you that the i7 and i8 can be used as 0 to 10 volt analog inputs. For that wiring and setup, we're going to more or less look at an E4 controller, which is in the upcoming videos, how we set up the analog inputs. We can look at that in later videos. So to power your inputs is actually, if you look at the inputs itself, they look at them as like a standard light bulbs. You know, they need to have a power. So you can see down there the 0 in here, which is going to be the 0 volt from whichever power supply, because I've got 2 power supplies in here. So I go whichever power supply you're going to be using to send 24 volt signal back to your inputs, you put that 0 of that power supply here. And from there on, so let me just show you how that more or less works. And if you see my inputs in here, let's just get in there. This is my like an input station in here. I've got my plus in here, which is, as you can see down there, that's my plus coming in here to all the switches. And then when the switch is going to be closed, I'll send the power back to those inputs, I1, I2, I3, whatever, however you wire it all up. So basically that's all there is. You just close the loop. So it will send the 24 volt signal back to your input right in here. So I1 is going to be receiving signal, which is in here. As you can see, the 1 pops up on the screen, shows you the 24 volts coming back, and my I2 is coming up there. And when it comes down to actual output for the relay, this is the relay, so do make sure you understand the difference between relay and transistor. Again, watch the next video where I can talk a bit more about transistors. So as you can see down there is literally a switch, you know, and these you send the power into your queue in here, and once your program will be activated, whatever you are programming to, it will close this output and will send the 24 volt signal out. And in my case, let me just remove that, it goes on to the lamps in here. So the 24 volt signal will come back to the lamps, and as you can see, my 0 in here is coming to 0 in here is coming to powering back of my lamps in for the negative part of it, and a 24-volt signal is gonna so more or less than 24-volt signals to these lamps and light up the lamps. And also it will be coming to this part in here, which will be activating our little conveyor here. So and that's pretty much when it comes down to the wiring. So as you can see, my controller is in the run. So there's quite a bit you can actually do for the from the screen itself. So you can go into programs. You can see there's a literally very tiny program in here. It's basically a large circuit, and you can actually in here you can do your own programming if you want to. I don't know why would you, because it's a pain it's a pain to do it, but you can. But if you say for a quick change, you can actually, if you say click OK, I think it was OK. No, it has to be into a stop mode to do that. So there we go. So let's go into program, and now, as you can see, we can change what they are. So S, D, whatever you're representing, trying to represent this input to be, so, or whatever contact to be, whatever that is. And let's just go back to I, which is going to be our input, and then you can change actually which input as well. So basically you can edit the program in here, but do make sure you're in start mode. So this is where you would edit the program. If you want to save the changes, I'll say no, I don't want to change anything. So you can delete the program if you wish, then you stop run, and then you can go into parameters in here. Which there are none. Info about the controller. It's not that much in a set clock, and that's about it. So pretty much that's all there is. And so and you navigate with these, and you can delete button in there and things like that. So yeah, that's pretty much when it comes down to actual LCD display. But most of the time you're going to be spending into the software. So, and to connect our cable, let me just get my cable, which is just like now. So it's literally just plug on to this guy in here. Which way is it? This way. It's just a weird way to go in it, but so yeah, and just plug it in and plug it into your laptop, and we are good to go. So the next thing, let's go into laptop and get the program out of this. Alrighty, here we are. So as you can see, I have this software on my Siemens laptop. So it's German, so I put all my German softwares on one laptop. So it is what it is. So let's start up EasySoft Pro. So let's load that in. So here we go. So once we load up, the first thing we want to do is go into communications. And by the way, guys, for this USB connection you have in here, you will need to have drivers for it. So which usually comes with the cable itself. But there's, you really search around the internet, you should be able to find where to download them if you need them. So yeah, when you do the cable, to make sure you install the drivers into it. So as you can see, the interface in this, it says there's a whole lot of comms in here that you select. So we need to find out which COM is our USB being connected to, because it does communicate via RS232 port, but via the USB. So it does use like a COM for it. So if you go for the what's it called, manager. So device manager, it should be able to tell us what is connected to it, to some of the comms you're going after for. So where are we? So COM ports in here. Here we go. COM5. As you can see, easy USB cable. Should show up like that. When everything is alright, it should show up like that. So COM5 it is. So communications in here, interface COM5. That's good. So and after that, what we need to do is, which is a local connection, we need to select a controller, which in my case is a 500 series controller. So this one in here. So look at the actual parts list, which is DC RC 512. Where is it? DC RC, that's the one, and drag it into your thingy. And what version? I don't know what version my one is, but I'll leave it at 1 at the moment. So that should be alright. So once we've done that, so from there on we could go to the communications. There we go, connections. Let's go online. So if everything well, here we go, it's gone online straight away, no problem. So from there on, let's go in the program. As you can see down there, by clicking on the program, you're gonna PC to device or device to the PC. Let's go device to the PC. There we go, it's pumping the program out. So that's how you would back up your controller's program. So once you get that, we should be able to see the actual project itself. So once you're done, just go into the project in here. I know it's a circuit diagram. Which one was it? Here we go, circuit diagram. And there we go. This is the program that was inside the controller. A couple of things I want to show you. That there's a weird way that the programming is done in here, but again, this is all about servicing things like. So what I don't need this guy in here. So I want to remove that. So and now I forgot how to join together. Yep, I think I remember is this guy in here. It's just draw connections. So pretty much you use this like a pencil, and you draw things together. So let's say let's remove that. Erase. Let's say this one in here. So you can use like a erase thingy in here. And say you want to join together. You have to use this draw thingy in here. So just draw up like that. So that's just giving you a bit of an idea of how this system would work in here. And also this is where you select your inputs and outputs and blah blah on this side in here. And if you are in specific programming, because I don't like this kind of Windows program, this would be the programming I would program that would be the way I like programming. But there's 3 ways you can do that. But just to give you a good insight. Once you finish the program, so you can see we remove the contact block there. We don't need that one. We go back to communications. And then we're gonna go back to a program configuration and PC to the device. Let's pump this in, what we just did, and it will pump it into your controller. Quite straightforward. So, and that's pretty much it. We're not gonna get too much dive into this controller, this type of controller, because it's quite fairly old controller. We're more or less gonna look into a bit more detail into the E4. So, so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So. Once we've done that, so yeah, so let's jump back on our controller and have a look what we've done. So this way, basically, before we go, this is how you would upload, download, and a little bit of show you around how to edit your program and how to get things moving. So yeah, let's jump back to the computer and see how it works. There we are. Once we're done, let's just remove this guy in here carefully. So here we go. So let's go put in a run mode and click our start, and here we go. Everything is running. As you can see, my belt is running, and as you can see, our output in here shows it's on. So, and then you can stop. As you can see outputs, inputs, and running. So let's go into another thing. So into the program. So as you can see, states are changing. You can monitor your states as well. It's pretty cool. So as you can see what's on, what's not on, and so on. So that, ladies and gentlemen, will do for this controller. We're going to get back onto in the next video for the newer version, which is the latest version, which is E4, Eaton Easy E4. So yeah, so if you like the video, don't forget to smash that like, and do comment below if you have any questions and things like that, and I'll do answer them as soon and as accurate as I can. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video.